Supercar manufacturers have traditionally laid great emphasis on speed, and they're now in a race against time to transition to electric supercars before climate regulation forces them to abandon their combustion engines. For this reason, high-performance vehicle manufacturers like Ferrari and Mercedes-Benz are turning to startups such as Oxford-based electric motor firm YASA for knowledge and tech to help them overcome the particular hurdles of powering the world's fastest cars. One such concept model is the Lucid GT3, which has been dubbed as the child of the Roadster and the Porsche because of its design cues. In today's video, we discuss the possibility of Lucid introducing a supercar to its lineup, as well as how electric vehicles represent the future of high-end hypercars. Let's jump into the video to get a sneak peek of what Lucid supercars might look like. Welcome back to NewVehicleMedia, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing's free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and we feature them in our upcoming videos. A major challenge for a small sector that charges hundreds of thousands of dollars for lightweight supercars capable of racing around a track at full speed for 10 laps is that batteries are very heavy and electric motors overheat if pushed too hard. However, they have weighed the advantages and disadvantages of becoming all-electric, and it seems that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. As a result, automobile manufacturers are expanding their weight loss strategies beyond the use of engines. The combination of less weight and more efficient engines may be sufficient for the majority of rich sports car customers who use their cars for recreational or commuting purposes and are unlikely to wish to complete several high-speed laps around a racetrack in their cars. In truth, Tesla's announcement of the second-gen Roadster almost brought the internet to its knees. Despite the fact that the presentation involved some input validation and the projected delivery date has passed, the all-electric supercar drew a lot of interest, even if for a short period. Fast electric vehicles like the Tesla S Plaid, Taycan, and the Rimac Nevera tend to be very fast. This makes it understandable why people are excited about the prospect of a fast battery-powered car. In essence, it appears to be more hard to build a slow electric vehicle than it is to build one that's relatively zippy off the starting block. After a 3-year delay, the Roadster's manufacturing has now been postponed until 2023, giving any firm seeking to create a counterpart plenty of time to do so if they choose. So, who is lurking in the shadows? Technology-wise, Lucid Motors seems to be a viable competitor to the Tesla Roadster, but the fledgling firm has only produced a few vehicles and is still figuring out its manufacturing capabilities. Nonetheless, given the appealing design of the Air, it's interesting to play around with the notion of what a Lucid supercar might look like. Over the last decade, there's been no lack of startups attempting to replicate Tesla's success. However, only a small number of these companies have succeeded in establishing a manufacturing line and delivering a completed product to a consumer. For now, Lucid Motors is a roaring story in the electric vehicle sector. This is true even though some of its rivals, like Faraday Future, were more prominent when Lucid Motors initially emerged, but have since faded into obscurity. It's fair to say that sales of the Air sedan have been sluggish to begin with, but no one, except for the most passionate Tesla enthusiasts, has ever said anything other than complimentary words about the vehicle's performance and even its looks. Given the current state of the market, it's premature to declare Lucid Motors has established a strong basis. But let's suppose it has done so. Let's assume the Air does well in the market, as one would expect an EV of this kind to do in a market where there's still lots of opportunity for entrants to succeed, particularly given the fact that traditional automobile makers are just now hesitantly joining the fray. This would instill entire faith in Lucid's product and, as a result, in the company's own capabilities. Anyone who has read a good parenting book knows that the instant a youngster first feels secure, is the time when the magic begins to unfold for them. In the case of Lucid Motors, that magic would very certainly entail a high-performance vehicle designed to challenge Tesla's existing position of dominance. Ideally, it would also target the Roadster here. In order to make such a vehicle, Lucid would have to think about it for some time, because the Roadster hasn't even been on the road yet, despite its announcement in 2017. Since things move so fast in automotive design, experts believe that the company has already come up with a number of different external design concepts for various vehicle categories to test the brand's present appearance on anything from an SUV to a hypercar. The Lucid GT3 rendering you see on screen lacks the dramatic flair required to cross the threshold into the hypercar realm, but the company's architectural minimalism may very easily contribute to blurring the boundary between the two categories. If the Lucid hypercar's performance levels are good enough to put any other car to scorn, it's allowed to name itself anything it wants to be remembered as. For the time being, these photographs are the result of a personal project by Brazilian designer Dudu Barba. What makes it unique, apart from the high-quality execution, is that it achieves the right balance of elegance and flashiness, something that's usually only seen with legendary brands like Ferrari. When the Lucid GT3 is placed in the appropriate context, it seems to be the ideal GT vehicle, ready to transport its driver and passenger quickly and comfortably over long distances. A carbon fiber body kit with extreme aerodynamics and a large rear wing looks like it might compete with the Porsche 911 GT2 RS on the racetrack and give it a run for its money. Trying to compare its aesthetic to that of the Tesla Roadster seems a little harsh. First, since this is an unofficial effort, and a digital one nonetheless, from a designer who is not linked with the parent firm, while the Roadster is a concept produced by Tesla themselves. However, the enormous age difference between the two people makes this comparison even more biased. Furthermore, even though it is currently unavailable, the Roadster is already more than 4 years old, which implies that when or if it's released, the design will be pretty outdated. The concept Lucid GT3, on the other hand, has just been taken out of the oven. This is going to be an interesting time for automobiles in general, not only for the Lucid performance model, but for everything involving EVs in general because of the changes that have been brought about by the emergence of plug-in hybrids. But I'm interested in knowing which one would be your favorite. To round things off, here's another question for you. What do you think Lucid Motors should name a vehicle of this type? Let us know your name suggestion by leaving a comment down below. Mr. Six Figures, what a way to flex! He says he likes driving, but he won't be using autonomous driving no matter how good it is. In terms of EVs, he sees the value for long road trips though. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing's still free, and liking the video helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.